Welcome back to another segment of the mentorship series. And today I have the pleasure of two amazing, incredible realtors that have seen how this mentorship has transformed their journey. I really can't wait to hear what you guys are about to share. I'm also curious. So hold your cup of tea and let's enjoy this raw conversation revolving around mentorship. My good name is Lucy Thuo. I know I'm repeating my introduction, but if probably you're joining here for the first time, feel free. You're the right place. Good. Welcome back and thank you so much for accepting my invitation. I know you're very busy professionals, but today I kid you not, we are going to take shortest time so I can leave you guys to go and close those deals. Good. So let's introduce I might know who you are, but maybe my viewers may not know who you are. And I would love you guys to tell us who you are.
If somebody would have told me that in 2025 I'll be seated at a couch talking about real estate, I would have said, Acho, Upuzi. Because I'm from the field of travel, tourism, and airline industry. And I was always passionate about real estate, but I didn't just know how to go about it. And because of that, Miss Nolani Nova here decided, you know what, let me see what this real estate is all about. And how did I get into real estate? One afternoon, I was just lazing around, and Yvonne's secret, she's one of the best designers we have in the country. The Reels. I see Lucy Thuo, the realtor.
Yeah,
I was like,
okay.
hey. So I went, because normally what she does is she tags some of her clientele. So the fact that there was the word realtor, I got so intrigued. I was like, I went, clicked. So I went through your pictures, through your posts, how you showcase your properties, how you talk about them with passion, and everything. Was like, you know what, this is exactly who I want to become.
Oh, wow.
Then I got so curious, and I saw that you had a post whereby you were introducing a mentorship program. I went to your DM. I do not know how you're going to take this, but I've just seen you've advertised that yes, I want you to be my mentor. I just went straight to the point. Then I kept on. No, there wasn't a response because I think also you're a very busy person. But about a day or two later, you hit me up. And I said, I don't know when your next cohort is, but please remember me. I want to be there. And even when I was applying, you know the way you do something, but you're not so sure if you're going to get inside. I was like, you know what? I have zero skills for real estate, but I really want to hone my skills. I don't know if I'm going to be accepted, because you can never just assume you're going to be accepted.
Yeah.
And when I got accepted, I can tell you, I went to a restaurant to celebrate. I drank a glass of wine because I was so happy. I didn't see myself being, the way you do something, but you're not so sure if you're going to be accepted, because you don't know if you make the cut of acceptance into the mentorship program.
Oh, wow.
Because it's limited slot at the end of the day. Yeah. So 2025
For the selected few.
For the selected few. So I'd say that is one of the best gifts I've received so far this year. And when I used to see your videos, you came across as so serious.
I'm very serious.
But you're so patient.
Yes.
You're so patient.
No, that's a skill I've had to learn. I'm very impatient. If my husband has asked that question, no. That's a very impatient woman. But yeah, it's something that I'm learning.
Yeah, so I'd say it's been one of the greatest gift and honor to be one of your mentees. I don't take it for granted.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yes, my lovely lady in purple.
Thank you so much, Lucy, for being here. For me, I can say blueprint. You had me in mind because it was a symbolism of my awakening, a brand new start.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Mendy,
Mm-hmm.
Nesi Samoyo.
Yeah.
I know you guys have never heard my whole name.
Yeah. First time I'm hearing that.
Yes.
Other.
Mendy Nesi Samoyo.
Mhm.
Nesisa means mercy. It's a Zulu name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Precious.
So this has been an awakening, as I've said. It's a journey that I started unknowingly because of Lucy, my mentor. We were mothers, and she put a mind in me that I have been having this passion of real estate for so long. And she pushed me and she said, Mendy, you can do this. I didn't have any skill or any belief that I can do this. But going through the 12 weeks, I mean, I'm someone new, brand new.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Amazing. Kind of talk here.
It's one of the things that drew me to Mendy. She's so warm. I don't think she knows she's very warm.
Yeah.
You have this.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have this warmness to you that just makes somebody being very comfortable
Around.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
in this field of ours, that's an asset.
It is.
It's something that would make you stand out.
I think Lucy has mentioned that so many times.
Yeah, I saw that when I actually were just having this chat because she was, do you think this is for me? Do you think I'm going to make it? But then also, I remember I took you through the buyer psychology, right?
Yes.
And I always look at mentorship and the realtor journey the same way, especially people who are jumping from different careers to real estate, where you're ideally in the awareness stage. There's something you just admire about real estate, but then you really don't know what it is. And after interacting with a couple of people in that profession, you get to the consideration stage. Maybe, let me have a keener eye. What does this real estate really mean? And I think a lot of mentees are in that space where they're not yet, they've not made up their mind to get to the decision stage. This is for me. And I always say, you need to do a self-assessment to understand your strengths. There are strengths that naturally you need to have as a realtor. Every profession, every service we provide in this market has a persona. And it needs to match. That's why when you do property management and maybe one of your personalities is feeling a bit, this is not my space, you'll give up quite easily, right? So, which takes me to first question that I would love to know. You've talked about the when you were just considering, you saw Lucy through the realtor. What has really changed your mindset after joining the mentorship?
Let's say, the way we do real estate down Malindi is so different. Mm-hmm. We come from the point of it's a community. We know one another. Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't do something that is not right because it's a small town. Yeah. Everybody will know about it. Yeah. Then people will automatically isolate you. Mm. Yours truly carry that mentality here to Nairobi. Sama kuniramba. Mm-hmm. Hey, I found myself being. Have you ever seen ships when they're just walking and they sort of don't know the direction? They just here there. That's who I was when I joined the mentorship program, because normally whatever insight, knowledge I had was self-taught. Dr. Google. but I didn't have the foundations of real estate
Yeah.
from an expertise
Perspective.
So getting into the classes, the mentorship classes, I realized that I was doing a lot of things the wrong way. A lot of them. From a client telling you, I'm interested in this lot. I'd like to make an offer. They send it to you. You forward.
The way it is,
The way
without
it is,
even thinking.
Without thinking.
There is business here that I need to protect.
Yeah. What's up? This one didn't know that WhatsApp is not the official form of communication, and that you have to do things properly. Documentation, emailing, and detailing. Even if you had a conversation via the phone, you have to follow up with an email. And, sometimes I think we have to go through these things so that you learn at an early stage, so that you don't make the same mistakes as you're growing in the industry. So as a novice, I was naive. I was, I would say lazy. I'm sorry to use that term, but the lazy part of it was me thinking what works in Malindi would work in Nairobi. But I had to learn that this is a different setting, a different market. It's sharks. And we have small sharks na papa wakubwa. So it's all about you protecting your business, your interest, and you have to do it correctly. And for you to be able to get the foundation, you need to learn from the best. You need to learn from an expert, so that they take you through the channels of what it takes to journey into real estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, very insightful now, Melanie. For me, I think, I had a mindset shift that in real estate, there's a lingo. You don't just conduct yourself anyhow.
In most cases, I think there's that notion that, two notions. Either one, it's very difficult and you can't hack it until you meet now a mentor that gives you the courage and lets you know you can actually do it. Two is the one whereby you think it's so easy money. I will sell one property and I'll become very rich. Then you realize, a lot of things are waiting for you.
Like it's not all about beautiful homes, or transactions.
It's
about building relationships that last, and networks, and service, and learning from an expertise,
protecting your clients. The due diligence bit of it.
Due diligence. That's very important.
I'm just here sitting and watching you guys have that conversation together, and I'm just like, okay, there is a lot of growth in terms of how you're confident trying to, get yourself out there. Now, there's a perception. Perhaps you spotted me on social media. You came to the mentorship, you met Lucy herself. What do you think? Is there anything that really, because I always say in real estate you can't fake it. If you go on social media, your lifestyle, your way of doing things, you can't preach something and do something different. Did those two match when you met your mentor in this mentorship journey?
For me, I think, I met Lucy Mom, and I met Lucy the expert. So now I think they really matched. And I was like wondering how this lady is pulling out this juggling being a mom and also juggling being a real estate.
Okay.
Honestly, confession. What drew me to you most, let alone the real estate part of business, is the family part of business. Because I was never opportuned to come from a two-home. I lost my parents when I was very young. So this one was healing through the videos of your family, of your kids. Because what I do is I escape through work. I focus on work because there's a certain part of life of me that I am not familiar with. Then
you want to conceal it.
I want to conceal it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So now I'm seeing this go-getter, this intentional mom with her beautiful baby boys. Soccer here. I'm sorry, I was not stalking you, but I was
Sounds like it. But I'll forgive you for that.
For me, it was therapy. I want to give you flowers today. For me, that was therapy. Because at the back of my mind, I was like, if my mom would have been alive, I would have probably experienced this. One of the things that I've always been very afraid of is family. And that's why mimi, it's real estate. Staki kinirambe. Staki kufanyishwa mchezo wa town. Real estate work, read, anything to occupy my mind so that I don't think about family, kids and that. But then
Noelani, now you're reminding me that, it's very important of what we post on social media and how it's going to impact other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
On Mother's Day, which was the hardest, but I was so happy when I was seeing my classmates post there, Happy Mother's Day with their kids and everything. I was like, it showed me there's another part of life. And it was so
good. Let's jump into the knowledge side of things. How are you doing your work differently from the knowledge you've gained in class?
Hey. You see that sentence?
I just need one that it's more like the cover.
You see that sentence of let a serious client, then we will talk.
Yes.
I do not entertain it anymore.
Oh, wow.
If you want me to pour my resources into finding a buyer for your property, then we need to do everything officially, step by step, until you sign that document that states what is my take in this home. Then yes, we can now start the journey.
Now it's stuck. Good. Mandy?
I can say that for me, what stood out is, when you introduce the topic of comparative market analysis. Yeah. You mentioned something very pivotal that if you're a realtor and you don't know how to do this, well, you're in the wrong business.
The mathematics had to make sense.
So I think that's when it really got real that, I need to grasp these things. I need to, situate myself that I have to be knowledgeable.
Yeah.
My mentor is giving me so much knowledge and let me become a sponge. Let me absorb as much as I can so that, I can not only impress my mentor, but myself as well.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm so impressed that you're getting quite a lot from my way of doing things, just not the real estate part of things. And that's really humbling, honestly. I would love to know in terms of your future steps and where do you see yourself? Because one of the things I say, mentorship is a journey, all right? You really can't sell if you don't keep pouring on yourself, okay? How does the future look like for you, having tasted the fruits of mentorship?
There's a class we had with Value Karaoke. When I started cohort 1, level 1, I had a very different mindset of what I wanted to achieve. But that class really changed my direction, my course of what I wanted to do. So I have a registered company. And what I want to do is I want to be able to get the skills to be able to position and brand myself as a luxury realtor, not only in Kenya, but beyond.
Yeah.
That's why for me, Luxury Listings Realty Group resonated as a name because I didn't want to just operate in Kenya. I want to be able to just Actually, I want to become a concierge realtor. I want phone calls to come and tell me, go to Russia. I need this. That is my dream. But for me to get there, I want to get the ASOC RICS to become one of RICS.
Oh, yes. Wow. All the best.
Yeah, I know it's going to be tough. Tougher than this.
No, it's not tough. If you say it's tough, it's going to be tough.
It's not going to be tough. So that's what I want to do. And with that being said, I see myself doing the level 2 and level 3 so that I can be able to now go to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Manda?
For me, as an expatriate, I want to root myself in that industry. I think there's a gap in knowledge, education of how experts can situate themselves in Kenya. So for me, I think the future is situating myself as an expatriate realtor. Yeah.
Wow. Let me applaud my 2 mentees on the couch, because I can tell you're a bit uneasy, but you're pulled through. Here's the thing. I am so proud of you, because you can sit on that couch. I've seen the growth. You can face the camera. And please, after now, you need to go and reward your hustle, not the results. Just sitting in there and having this conversation, that's part of growth. We assess growth in the smallest moments that we push ourselves, and then you pinch yourself like, okay, I did that, right? And now I'm going to flip the mic, because I know that's why you're uneasy. I'll give you an opportunity to ask me some questions, right? As we close on this, I would want to hear, do you have a pressing question that perhaps you didn't get an opportunity to ask me, but then here it is?
On days you can't wake up, on days you're so disappointed, you're like, I am done. What keeps you motivated? What's the why, the motivation?
My why is so deep-rooted in my kids.
My saving grace.
Yes. So here's the thing. Every single day, I view real estate as a vehicle to give, or rather to live my why. My why being my kids, because I am a world to them. Technically, when they look at me, they see a super mom who doesn't do wrongs, always correct and everything, right? And I look at that as something that I really can't. When I'm doing business, I ask myself, if my child was looking at how I'm doing things, what would they learn from it, right? And if I'm also like interacting with people, I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like doing, and they find me in bed. I have a very, he's very cute. One of my boys is very curious. He'll come and ask me, Mommy, why are you sleeping at 8? You get it? So the thing is, you, apart from saying, yes, real estate, I'm helping people, mine is rooted deeply in my kids, because I want them to grow knowing the value of work, knowing the value of treating people right, knowing the value of life, and also knowing we are not here for ourselves, because that's very selfish. We're here for other people. And doesn't mean when God places you here, you need to treat people wrong or you need to be unkind to people. In fact, and I think Mandy has interacted with my boys, they're so observant in a way that they will tell you you're unkind outright. And I'm not trying. And that is now my motivation, because it's a going concern that you need to be very intentional about. I look at real estate as a vehicle to satisfy my why of knowing that if I have responsible kids, I think I'll have lived my dream.
Wow. That's profound. You know, is it wrong to have poverty as one of the things that keeps you? Because me, honestly, apart from, I would say I like to, if it's not based on integrity and honesty on the table, and if the character is going to be questionable, I don't want to deal. But then the other thing that at the back of my mind is on days where I feel like my mental needs saving.
Yeah.
I want to be able to wake up in the morning and say, you know what, let me book myself a flight to Seychelles and just go for a week. Is it wrong to?
No, it's not. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at, I'll not say money is my motivation of why I work. Because you could have all the money in the account, but then you realize you're not living a peaceful life.
Yeah.
You get it? You also want to be in a state where you're content with what you get. You're content. It's not expensive trips. It's not expensive clothes that are going to satisfy while you're working.
Absolutely.
That's where we get a lot of misconception of why we work so hard. Do you understand you need to take care of yourself?
Take care of your body.
That's ideally one of the things that you have to be intentional in everything. And your motivation need to revolve around a healthy kind of ecosystem.
Lifestyle.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mandy, ask me your question. Just one question.
Okay, Lucy, what has been your best moment in the mentorship?
Wow.
Have we been a headache?
The best moment. Oh, wow. Okay.
Mentoring us. Yeah.
There's a session just after class where in every mentorship session I've had, mentees ask me questions. So during those moments after every session and mentees are asking questions, it's ideally a moment where I'm literally having my microscopic eyes to understand, am I boring? Am I telling them the right thing? Am I striking, the right conversations during this? Because ideally, when you ask questions, I get to see beyond your question. I get to understand, are we in the right page? And I think that's my best moment. And if it doesn't happen, I make it happen. So for your cohort, it was so natural, where if we don't do it, then it feels like, no, I didn't like that class. It didn't get to, yeah. So that's like one of my best moments.
Oh, wow.
Good.
Me? Mathematics.
Okay.
That was tough.
Mind you, we were looking at each other like, are you getting it? Are you lost, or am I the only one lost?
But let me just mention this as we close. Real estate finance is something that you grasp as you move into all right? Understanding the basic concepts, it's where it starts.
Yeah.
As you get into the business, then you develop an acumen of even understanding complex investments. So, please.
And that's what I loved about the class.
Yeah.
Because the perception outside.
Yes.
Is you go scouting, scouting, looking for properties.
Yeah.
Then find a buyer, and that is it. Until you step into that door and realize.
And then real estate is beyond.
It's beyond
the property.
There's you've scouted, you found a potential buyer. There's the due diligence part, physical planning, surveyors.
Yeah.
She always says that.
Does it make mathematical sense? And the client management and buyer psychology shifted how I handle
clients.
Yes.
Okay.
That was that was
very profound.
One of the best sessions for me. And the mathematics bit, I was like, me see cheesy. I'm not that stupid.
Oh, wow.
I still have some mathematical
You're
skills.
still smart.
Yeah, I'm still smart. I was so happy.
Yeah.
I mean, we all start from somewhere. So I'll pray that you give yourself grace as you grow into the profession and be consistent on how you're pouring to yourself. Thank you so much for sharing your insights.
Thank you.
Amazing
For having
conversation.
us.
Thank you for having
And
us.
you're out there, you're looking to join. The July cohort is now open for registration. Feel free to reach out. You can see amazing how we have literally grown. And when I say this, there's one more, not even one more, quite a number. I would want you to just chill and just wait for the next set of mentees that I'm looking forward to hosting at Property Chat with Lucy.